Hey guys, we're reading out of Mark 10 today. So the disciples, James and John, come up to Jesus and they say, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." That's ballsy. I like it. And he said to them, Jesus' response wasn't, "You little brats, you entitled millennials." His response was, "What do you want me to do for you? What do you want me to do for you?" And they're like, we want to sit on your right and left in your glory. And he was like, "You have no idea what you're asking about, and I can't do it." Anyway, and then the rest of the disciples, when they heard that this happened, the other 10 got indignant. They were offended. They were like all upset at these two for seeking that glory. And Jesus saw this, and his response was, "You know that those who are considered rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones exercise authority over them. But it shall not be so among you. But whoever would be great among you must be your servant, and whoever would be first among you must be slave of all. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." What an interesting conversation. What an interesting dynamic. First of all, I love that Jesus doesn't reprimand them for wanting glory and to be amazing. He's not angry about that. He's not like trying to squash that desire in them. In fact, his response isn't, "You shouldn't want this." He's saying, "That's a great desire. If you're going to have that, here's what it looks like to carry it well. Here's how you steward that greatness desire inside of you." And he says, "You know that the Gentiles, the guys who have authority, who are rulers, they lord it over their people. The guys who are great and powerful make everyone else know how amazing they are. And they use that as a reason to exact their will over people." He's saying, but not you guys. If you want to be great, which is not a problem, here's how you go about it. If you want to be great, if you want to be first, if you want to be the most important, be the one serving everybody else. And he's not saying this is how you're going to become great. He's actually saying this is what greatness in reality actually looks like. This is how it conducts itself. You want to be the guy that's the most amazing in the room? Be the one serving everybody else. Jesus is talking about leadership. He's talking about being the one serving the most. And you guys, it can be really easy, especially if you're not used to leading people, to judge leaders at the front of the room or on the stage or with the microphone or in the spotlight or whatever, and be like, well, yeah, their job's easy. They get to be like seen and they get to tell everyone what to do and whatever. But if you've ever actually been in that position, if you've ever actually been in that position where you're having to lead the room and cast vision and look after all the things that are coming into play, it's actually a lot of work to lead. It's a lot of work to stand in that spotlight and do it well. I don't mean like one-hit wonders, people who blow into town, blow it up, and then take off. That's different. But when you're committed to a community of people and you are leading them, it actually requires a lot of you to be able to stand in that place well and to take care of them. And you'll find that if you actually care about the people you're leading from that authoritative place, your desire is for them to be taken care of and to be looked after and to be successful and empowered. And you would actually give of yourself and be the one to go without or to be harmed before you would want anybody under you to experience any of that. And so actually greatness in that place causes you to want to lower yourself and help them out. And it doesn't necessarily look like we would think. There are a lot of leaders who look amazing and they sparkle from the front with that microphone. But behind the scenes, they're actually the ones paying the biggest price. And they're the ones sacrificing the most. And they don't even feel like it's this big, crazy sacrifice. They understand that it's the cost to be able to stand in that place. And they're willing to do it because the reward is worth it. Leading these people and letting them be successful in where we're going is worth laying my life down. And so Jesus is saying here, the desire to be great is not a problem. That's not wrong. It's not an issue at all. If you want that, which you should, and he's encouraging it, he's like, listen, if you want to go after that, here's what it looks like. Give of yourself. Seek for everyone else to be taken care of. And when he says be the servant or the slave, he's not talking about prescribed behavior or actions. He's talking about the posture of the heart. And that you would be willing to cast your lot in the place that costs you first before anybody else has to pay any price. And because you've cast yourself there, you are not afraid of the sacrifice. You guys, you want to be great? Foster that desire. Serve your people.